Don't worry about the DRS, Max. Let Checo through. Let Checo through.
I told you already last time. You guys don't ask that again to me. Okay? Are we clear about that? I gave my reasons, and I stand by it.
Yeah. Thank you for that, guys. Thank you.
I'm sorry about that, Checo.
Yeah, this show will be released.
Perez reacts to Verstappen's brutal comment. After a huge feud between the two Formula One racers, it seems that Perez is now reacting and trying to go against Max Verstappen for his comments. This might be because Max didn't let him go through the final lap of the 2022 Brazilian Grand Prix. But why is Perez trying to go after him now? What has gotten into him? And why are they suddenly having a feud? Continue watching the video till the end to know more. Hey everyone, and welcome back to yet another video from our channel. We hope you guys are doing extremely well. In this video, we will be talking about the reaction of Perez with regard to Verstappen's brutal comments. We will be diving deep into every aspect of the news, so if you are new to this channel, then make sure to hit the subscribe button. Now, without any further ado, let's hop right into the video. Checo Perez was anything but happy after Max Verstappen refused to let him through on the final lap of the 2022 Brazilian Grand Prix. The Dutchman, who has already won the Formula One driver's title, didn't manage to overtake Fernando Alonso and Charles Leclerc, so, in the final stretch of the race, Verstappen was asked by his race engineer, Gianpiero Lambiase, to allow Perez to pass. "Max, let Checo through please," Lambiase is heard saying on the radio. "Max, what happened?" Without revealing why he didn't allow Perez overtake him, Verstappen made clear that the engineers were aware of his strategy. "I told you already last time. You guys don't ask that again to me, ok?" Verstappen said on radio. "Are we clear about that? I gave my reasons and I stand by it." Perez's frustration with Verstappen, the Mexican driver, who was in pursuit of the second spot in the driver's standings, was annoyed that Verstappen refused to allow him through, considering he has done so many times in the past. Engineer Hugh Bird promised Perez that they would debrief everything afterwards, but the Mexican could not hide his frustration. "It shows who he really is," Perez said on radio. After the race at Interlagos was over, Perez made clear that he was annoyed by his teammates' attitude. "I am very surprised," Perez declared in an interview. "I don't understand his attitude after all I have done for him. If he has won 2 championships, it is thanks to me." The tight battle for second. Following the race in Sao Paulo, Perez and Leclerc are tied in second spot with 290 points each. The Mexican driver grabbed 6 points after finishing 7th in Brazil, with Verstappen finishing 6th. The two Mercedes drivers dominated, with George Russell winning the race and Lewis Hamilton finishing 2nd. The two Englishmen were followed by the 2 Ferraris, as Carlos Sainz made the podium and Charles Leclerc finished 4th. The Brazilian Grand Prix was a whirlwind of a race for Max Verstappen and co. Even though the 2X champion didn't win the race, his on-track antics with Sergio Perez have earned him enough social credits to last his entire F1 career. After a safety car restart, the Dutch Lion had a coming together with Lewis Hamilton in Turn 1. This led to the double world champion to receive some damage as well as a 5-second time penalty. That being said, his behavior towards his teammate Sergio Perez didn't go down very well with his teammate and the entire F1 community as a whole. Max Verstappen was on the wrong side of team orders when he was asked to move aside for his teammate Sergio Perez. Perez is in fact fighting for P2 in the Drivers' Championship and needs all the points that he can secure. But Verstappen failed to let him by after the Mexican let him pass initially. Fans react as Max Verstappen's resurfaced video shows him treat Carlos Sainz the same way he treated Sergio Perez. Max Verstappen has come under a lot of fire after his Brazilian Grand Prix antics. After Perez let him past, the team came onto the radio to ask the Dutch driver to let Perez back by. However, Verstappen refused to do so, which left the team embarrassed as well as Perez. The fans have now reacted to an old video resurfacing where Verstappen did the same to Carlos Sainz. Let's take a look at just a few fan reactions to this video of Verstappen.
Suelo ir muy rápido, pero que hoy
por no meter temperatura al neumático delantero.
Q1, P14 in Q2, so it was more or less always quite bad. So yeah,
Even
let's
though
see
it would
tomorrow.
appear that Sainz got the short end of the stick, the fans were quick to jump to the defense of the double champion. Rather than seeing Verstappen denying team orders, the fans on Twitter saw the mentality that sees Verstappen become a double champion. That being said, all fans that shared their reactions weren't in favor of the reigning world champion. In fact, fans were quick to point out the pattern showed by Verstappen and how it was bad for the sport in totality. Not everyone is siding with Sergio Perez after teammate Max Verstappen declined to do him a favor at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Dutch Grand Prix chief Jan Lammers has slammed the Mexican for his below-the-belt comments after he questioned the world champion's character for refusing to give his place up late on. Verstappen had been ordered by his team to allow his partner to move into P6, which would have sent him second in the standings above Charles Leclerc. Instead, Perez will head to Abu Dhabi level on points with the Monegasque man, and also with fresh questions over the internal harmony at Red Bull. The most brutal assessment came from Aljamain Dagblad journalist Arjun Schouten, who wrote something seems to have seriously snapped between the pair. Over teen radio, Perez told his engineers that this shows who Verstappen really is. He later told reporters, "I don't understand what his reaction was. If he has 2 championships, it is thanks to me." But amid the 2-time world champion coming in for heavy criticism, Lammers thinks Perez went too far with defamatory comments. Perez says Verstappen owes his 2 titles to him. He told Nose. But he also said he has now seen Verstappen's true nature, which I think it quite personal. It's a personal insult to Max's character, which was unnecessary and below the belt. Lammers also suggested that Perez should be grateful for the team elevating him, adding, "Because if Red Bull had demanded in his contract that he finish third," he said, "I think he would have signed with a very thick marker." The ill feeling seemingly dates back to qualifying in Monaco, when Perez crashed, inadvertently preventing the Dutch driver bettering him. But Lammers did concede a 1-2 season finish would be a fitting tribute to Red Bull's former owner Dietrich Mateschitz, who died last month. He had the chance to take part in the team's first 1-2. "He made a choice," said Lammers. "A 1-2 is a nice gesture towards Dietrich Mateschitz. I think this is more about Verstappen and Perez than the team." Verstappen overtook Perez for 6th place following the restart after a late safety car period, and was encouraged to go and overtake Fernando Alonso and Charles Leclerc ahead to take points off them. Perez was informed by his engineer, Hugh Bird, that if Verstappen could not overtake Alonso in the closing stages, he would give him the position back to help the Mexican in his push for 2nd place in the driver's standings. Verstappen was instructed on multiple occasions by his race engineer, Giampiero Lambiase, on the final lap to allow Perez to overtake him. But Verstappen crossed the line 0.4 seconds behind Alonso and 4 seconds up the road from Perez, who was left to finish 7th. Lambiase asked Verstappen after the checkered flag, "Max, what happened?" The 2-time world champion replied, "I told you already last time. You guys don't ask that again to me, okay? Are we clear about that? I gave my reasons and I stand by it." With Leclerc finishing 4th for Ferrari, he now enters the Abu Dhabi season tied on points with Perez in the Drivers' Championship in the fight for 2nd place. Upon crossing the line 7th behind Verstappen, Perez said on the radio, "It shows who he really is." Should Max Verstappen have let Sergio Perez through? Or was Verstappen right in keeping track position, even if it means he hurt Perez in his bid to get P2 in the Drivers' Championship? Could we miss out on anything? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. We hope you have enjoyed watching the video. Please like the video if you have not already, and make sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to press the bell icon to never miss another update from our channel. With that being said, let's meet in another one of these videos. Until then, see ya.